So I actually had stopped the camera before because I wanted to make sure my video was working, and it was. So here's our last step in the process. Okay, so I touched it. I'm not going to touch it again because I've already just touched it twice. I touched it to make sure that it's not too hot, because one of the instructions with using these pipettes and using this whole system is make sure it's not so hot because you don't want to melt the plastic. Also, these are one-time only use. The packaging that I bought comes with 10 of them. So obviously I'll have to buy more pipettes after I make more. But it should make, I think it's going to make 10. We're going to see how much this actually makes. But right now I'm taking the pipette and I just filled it up with my ingredients. And I just put it in the little mold, and I use a little bit more. This is not going to be the most interesting thing to see, and I probably won't do all of them on camera, but very easy. Super, super easy. One thing you got to be careful about is just making sure you get the oil in the holes so that it's, clean. The other thing is resist the urge to lick your fingers because it's potent, and I don't want to get super stoned while I'm making the suppositories. I'll be back and I'll show you the finished result. Okay, so I'm going to show you my final product. Mine made 2 full 6 molds, and then I had 1 more mold that had 2. So we're going to see how it did. I thought I was only going to be making 10, but it turned out to make more than 10. I probably could fill them up a little more next time, but that's okay. For a beginner, I think I did okay. I feel pretty good about it. Next, they're going to go in the fridge. So they need to set in the fridge first. Supposedly, what I've read and what I've heard is that you don't want to go from room temperature to freezer in terms of the ease of them coming out of the molds when you need them. So I'm going to put them in the fridge for probably a half hour, and then I'll put them in a container so that they're protected in the freezer from getting knocked around and things. Our freezer is pretty full. When it comes time to use them when they're solid, perhaps I'll pull out the camera again and show you how it goes. Anyway, this was my first effort with making the RSO suppositories for cancer. Hope this video helped you, and don't be afraid to try the natural things. Sometimes just the traditional options aren't really enough. You need to take extra steps when you're dealing with bad situations. Obviously, you want to go with what your personal health care provider tells you to do, but when you don't get good options, sometimes you have to make lemonade out of lemons, or suppositories out of cocoa butter, coconut oil, and RSO. Bye-bye now. Take care.